Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Front Line with Joe and Joe. This is Joe Pasillo. Just wanted to, just do a quick comment. Joe Resinello and I, amongst other stories, we're going to break this one down. Anti-abort. Now, this is the headline from the Associated Press. Anti-abortion priest Pavone, Father Frank Pavone, defrocked for blasphemous posts. Okay, that's where we're at right now, Father Kim. And the first thing that comes to mind, and I don't think that most people when they look at this story, the first thing that comes to mind is really all church teaching. They don't care about tradition. They don't care about any of it. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Allowed to do whatever they want. Father Frank Pavone has been fighting the fight on the abortion front for decades. Decades. The most prominent voice in the world on abortion. And he's laicized for 9 o'clock Eastern time at the Front Line with Joe and Joe. It has to do with him putting the aborted child on the altar. And there's explanations for that. There's more to get into, but I don't want to get into that here just at the moment. What I will say is this. Bishop Strickland of Texas, this is what he said. Quote, "The blasphemy is that this holy priest is canceled while and the murder of the unborn at every turn. Vatican officials promote immorality and denial of the deposit of faith, and priests promote gender confusion, devastating lives. Evil," Strickland tweeted. We'll get into it more tomorrow night at 9 Eastern time at the Front Line with Joe and Joe. I don't feel angry. I don't feel upset more than I am demoralized. The men in the church, I'm sorry, they're a joke. Okay, the church is the church. Okay, and that's are a joke because people like us, people like Father Frank Pavone, we're defamed. They go after us politically because we voted for Donald Trump. Father Pavone's one of his big sins is that he was very close with Donald Trump and wears a MAGA hat. So we know that that's a big sin. Sexuality and as being, let's say, normal, as differently ordered, not disordered, but differently ordered than all of his heresies. This same hierarchy will take the priesthood away from Father Pavone, a good priest for justice and for love of the unborn. And this is what happens to him. I feel demoralized. And I'm going to pray more than ever now that Jesus intervene with his church in a very serious way. These men need to convert or just voice of reason on our podcast to talk more about it. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents. We're going to talk about it more. Please follow Joe and I at the Front Line with Joe and Joe on YouTube. Follow us at with Joe and Joe on Twitter. At with Joe and Joe on Twitter. Follow us there. We're building up our Twitter audience. And like I said, Father Frank Pavone has been laicized. The liberal media is loving it, of course. So Joe Resinello and I are going to break it down at the Front Line with Joe and Joe. So we'll see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, December 19th. And we'll talk about this more. And remember, till the next time, that our conversation is your conversation. And that conversation is going on